Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful Lashan, just outside Xi'an. Day 11 of our trip across China. 2,300 kilometer trip from Fuzhou all the way to Xi'an. We're going to start off day 11 properly, and we're going to come into the Terracotta Warriors. Another must-see place in Shanxi province that you absolutely have to visit. Today we're going to be having an interview with the head tourist guide, and today I'm going to be having an interview with the director of the restoration department here at the Terracotta Warriors. Alright, we are now in pit 1. Absolutely massive building. It looks like an airplane hangar. And right before us is what accumulates to 6,000 clay soldiers. And we've been given special permission to go beyond the red tape to do some filming. Cool to have unrestricted access. Right, we're going to be doing, while we're standing here in pit 1, we're going to be doing an interview with one of the head tour guides here at the Terracotta Warrior sites. And if you want to see that interview, of course, check out the link below. Later on, I will be interviewing one of the head restoration officers using AI technology to recolor and repaint and restore some of these soldiers. Right, as you can see behind me, this is in pit 1, and pit 1 is the largest of the 3 pits, measuring 230 meters long and 62 meters wide. Covers over 14,000 square meters. The truly interesting thing is that this pit has not been fully excavated yet. So far, only about a third of it has been opened, and there's already 2,000 soldiers in count. Not one single one of these soldiers look the same. They either have different faces, different facial hair, different hairstyles, or they have different uniforms on and their clothes have different prints on them or different styles. Now, the interesting thing how this was all covered over when it was first buried was, you see the grooves in these walls is where the wooden rafters were placed. So they were covered with wooden rafters, and then fiber mats and soft sand was the main roof of it, and then it was buried. Now in today's video, we're not going to focus on every single thing in this place because it's literally too big and there's too much history, too much raw knowledge to get through. This is absolutely something that you have to come and experience for yourself. It's truly mesmerizing to see the amount of effort that went in to preparing this ancient ruler's tomb. This is a must-see when you come to Xi'an. You have to. Done. You have to come here. This is a Unesco Heritage site, by the way, one of the 8 wonders of the world. According to scholars, that the emperor whose tomb this is, the emperor who prepared all of this, was only 14 years old when he started. What 14-year-old today would have the insight to do something like this? 30,000 families were forcefully moved here to work and construct and carve and paint and model and burn to create these soldiers, to create this site. 30,000 families. Over 700,000 prisoners all over China were relocated here to work and dig these pits. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. So here you can see one of the latest pits to be excavated. These were recently dug. This is one of those tunnels where the other soldiers were found in. And here you can see they strapped them together with rope and rubber bands to keep them from crumbling away. Alright, now we are headed to the laboratory where we're going to talk to one of the heads of restoration. We're going to see how it's being done and get an up-close look at some of the soldiers and just go through the process. Also, very interesting AI technology they use to preserve or restore the colors. What a lot of people don't realize is these soldiers were all painted, and they had originally had colors. Right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see behind me, we are now in pit 2. Now, the big difference between pit 2 and pit 1 would be, for me, is a lot of pit 1 has been uncovered, or the majority of pit 1 has been uncovered, whereas pit 2 is still, everything is still very much under wraps, if I can put it like that. Just looking at the sheer scale of this place is absolutely massive. But if you look just way over there and right down here, you see these are still the original coverings. This is uncovered soldiers and chariots and horses and weapons. They're still in there. Now, we just finished our interview with the good doctor, and he explained to me that the reason that it still looks like this is because there's seems to be some kind of like different trail of academic thought between the archaeologists and the preservationists. The guys that do the preservation, they want to get everything out, fix it, restore it, put it, preserve it. Whereas the archaeologists want to keep everything as it is right now because it makes for a very, very interesting and a very beautiful exhibit. So there's definitely two different trails of thought as to why each of these pits are in different stages and why they're kept like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time, unfortunately, for our location. We have to go to the next place. But yet again, absolutely fascinating to come here. I cannot recommend it strongly enough. Whenever you're in Xi'an, you have to come to the Terracotta Warriors. Absolutely fascinating. We got to go to our next location for a big shoot.
你是我守候的温柔，就算泪水淹没天地，我不会放手。每一刻孤独的承受。 承诺，你我之间熟悉的。